What's good? What is good? Welcome back to another episode of the Gold-Blooded podcast. Episode is this double digits or is this 9? No, this is 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is 9. Episode 9 of the Gold-Blooded podcast. You feel me? As many reasons as now. Let me stop. Welcome back. It's been actually a good week. You feel me? A decent week, man. A lot of positive things to speak about. A few negatives. But before we get into anything Warriors related, I gotta ask my guys, Denver Gifted, how are we doing today, bro? How are we doing this week? How y'all been, man?
I gotta say, I've been good, but I think us winning this 4-game win streak generally does not feel like a 4-game win streak. I'm happy to have it, KB, but I could have sworn to all these games we just limped our way to victory.
And and also just with Houston also winning, it doesn't feel like we're making any progress because they're like just constantly right behind us.
Yeah.
Facts, right. But that's y'all 100% right. I've been good, but a decent week, Ramadan's coming to an end. I'm not gonna lie. We got like legitimately, what day is it today? Sunday. Tomorrow's Monday. We got like damn near like a week left, which is pretty crazy. I feel like it's really flew by. But besides the point, though, so to what my guys Denver get to say, we were on a win streak, which genuinely didn't feel like a win streak. And I feel like it's important to just really talk about what was going on with the Rockets as well, because before we even get into the Miami Heat game and what was going on then, we kind of just go back to what the Rockets were doing. So Jalen Green has been on an absolute tear this past like 10 games. I don't know if y'all know. If y'all don't know, this brother has been hooping. He has been on an absolute tear from the inside and out, perimeter, at the rim, doesn't matter. He has been cooking with some hot fish grease. You feel me? The Rockets had like a 10-game win streak going on, and they were, as the Warriors were teetering down and not handling business, the Rockets were slowly but surely closing that gap, just closing the gap. And it got to a point where the Warriors were just like a game ahead, a half game ahead, and it was getting really close. And Tari Eason came out, and he said, Warriors, come outside. Now, it was pretty funny because Draymond did say this, and I was thinking about it myself. He told someone to come outside when he couldn't play. I'm just saying, how you gonna hate from outside the club when you can't get in? I'm just saying. It just doesn't make sense. The numbers aren't numbering right now. But the Houston Rockets are still trailing us. They lost today. They played the Dallas Mavericks, and Luka gave them the hammer. No diddy. And now we have a 2-game lead against the Houston Rockets. So I am very impressed today with just everything that's been going on. The Warriors win, Houston loses, and they play Minnesota next at Minnesota, I believe. So we will be seeing them lose again. I'm stamping it. But to transition into this game, we play the Miami Heat in a very gutsy win. What do you guys remember from this game? Anything that stands out to y'all? And just a recap of this Miami Heat game right here.
Klay Thompson.
We gave up so many threes, but it didn't matter because we had Klay Thompson who gave us 28, and we had multiple double-digit guys.
I believe, was this Klay's first game back in the starting lineup?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Okay. Wrong game. What?
No, I'm pretty sure this is. He did. No, he wasn't in the starting lineup against the T-Wolves, was he? No, he was, because he's in. It literally says starters and Klay's there. So I don't know why we're tweaking out right now. But Denver, you can say what you want to. I know you want to push something, so I'm waiting for you to push it a little bit. I'm waiting for the Klay agenda push right now. The floor is here right now, bro.
Klay Thompson floor spacing. Like there have been so many times where we had started a lineup that included B-pods, and there were just no advantages being created in terms of like spacing because this dude just does not shoot. So there would be a lot of times where you're relying on Steph too much because dudes don't care about Andrew Wiggins on the perimeter. They don't care about Draymond, even though he's been hitting, and they don't care about Kuminga. So
he can't shoot the ball.
Yeah. And And so you have times where you're basically telling Steph to just create something when that's not really how it's going to work, you know.
Yeah, and I'm
Having
glad you mentioned that because
having
actually,
Steph back in the starting lineup, I feel like would help. Uh, Especially because I feel like Clay got benched earlier in the season because he was just not playing well. But as he's been coming off the bench, he's been playing a lot better. And
mhm,
so I feel like he should have been moved like back to starting uh like a way earlier,
mm.
especially with the production of B pods, because I mean we know but at the same time we know Steve Kerr's reasoning for having B pods in a lot of the lineups.
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say. Again, in terms of Clay and the belief that he should be starting, I think he should start for now because of the fact that BPOD's inability to be a scoring aggressive guard. Once BPOD's realized that he can actually shoot while pulling up and shoot off a step back and be able to play in the pick and roll, that's where I just don't see Clay kind of fitting in because the ball handling dynamic. That's just the most important part to me. Because Clay is still at a point, and you will always it just looking like he'll always be at a point where he just needs to be set up. And if you're gonna have Steph like off ball this much, having another person who's in need of being set up as well just isn't functional. So I think that B Pods isn't really a starter level for the time being. I think Clay is just needed because of a offensive leniency kind of thing because of Steph. But besides that, there were still even plays in like the game we'll talk about against the Spurs where I just seen like clear reasons as to why I didn't think like Clay was like a caliber or starting caliber two in this league. But before we get into that as well, Gifted, what was your thoughts about this game, bro?
Oh man. So I vividly remember the first half, us losing a lot of hope because they were just making three after three after three. Hayward Highsmith,
Yes, Hayward
side step
Highsmith.
threes.
Yeah,
Like
yes.
it looked pretty bad. Now I will say this: as soon as I saw Patty Mills on the other end, I'm like, okay, Clay go cook, and he did cook. So that was fun to watch. But this game felt like another game where it's like, all right, we're limping to the finish line all the way through the game. Kuminga had 18, but even then, I had some moments where like his tunnel vision was kind of getting the best of him in spots. And I gotta say, man, B Pods, man, I love like the way he tries to emulate Draymond Green, right? Like I really respect the
way
hard
he
nosed
tries to
grit
emulate.
and dedication. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I've never seen like a good shooter become a 0.5 spacer or a non-spacer where if I had $1 for every time he caught the ball and then attacked the closeout when there was no point to, bro, I would
It's like a
literally
non-existent closeout.
listen.
I call it attack Casper. That's what I call
Yes.
it.
If I had $1 for every time he attacked Casper, I would have a bust down PC set up. I really would. Like I would be able to fund the entire setup with the mouse pad. Listen, I would have another one. I would have 2 crazy mouse pads with 19 zones because of Peapods. But it was a good overall win. It just feels so fake of a stat. Like, 'cause I'm telling you, in the first half, the amount of pressure and irritation we had watching this game was at an all-time high.
It's very fake. It was like a 10-point game up until like the last 4 minutes.
Yeah, the games did start to open up for us towards the end. What I remember from this game, also Gifted to your point, Hayward Highsmith. For some reason, every game that we play, there's a random player who just lights us up. And I just don't know why. But shout out to Clay, 11 for 20, 6 of 14, 28 points, a plus 25. He was hooping this game. Steph, yeah, I don't even know what to say. He was just like he was not even he was bad. I'll be honest with you. He was, to his standard, not a good scoring game at all. He did have a couple of good passes this game. I think from what I remember, he was a bit more on ball, and he was making some good passes. But it was all in all like a well-rounded game from the Dubs. Kuminga poured in a quick 18. Wiggins had a solid game as well. He was attacking. One thing about Wiggins that I'm starting to notice, and I don't know if Steve Kerr is actually speaking to him about this or not, is the fact that he's actually been able to get downhill more, and he's more willing to actually drive to the basket and try to absorb and finish through contacts. I like that, but it needs to be worked on because there's still moments where he just can't finish. Like today in this game that we'll talk about later, he had a few layups where he just couldn't finish properly. And I just feel like again, you're at a point where you're 6'7", 6'8", you're explosive, you can get downhill, can leap, you can finish over contact, you have all the intangibles and the athletic ability to be able to do so. Work and hone in on that because that ability for you to go there, and if you do work on your free throw simultaneously, can just open up the Warriors game so much. As much as you are a much improved shooter with us, that's what we need out of you. We need someone to be able to do those things, right? And if everyone can pick up on those things, especially you, because you're a core piece, it will just help us move like along in terms of the Warriors and their improvement as a team. But the next game, speaking of improvement, wasn't really an improvement in my eyes because that was an absolute slugfest. We played the Orlando Magic, and on a back-to-back, mind you, Chan, a back-to-back for Miami and Orlando is kind of wicked. I'm not gonna lie. Like you play Sunday, you play Minnesota. We lost that game from last week. Then you go to Miami on Tuesday. Then Wednesday you got Orlando. So shout out to the Dubs for handling business because they did win this game, 101-93, and it was again another game where it was another slugfest. But Denver, what was your thoughts on this game? Because from what I remember, this game was slow as hell. Right?
That game was wicked.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Draymond Green Show.
Forgot all about that, bro.
I forgot all about that too. You know, the first thing that came to mind.
As soon as I see Draymond Green, 4 minutes.
Ejection. The guy. Besides Draymond getting thrown out, what else did you remember from this game?
Not much, honestly. Andrew Wiggins had one of his best games.
Yeah, he did
recently.
I think this was the best game of the season, to be honest with you.
I can't remember if Steph just like couldn't get it going or if he just like missed a bunch of shots like in the first half or something.
No, he was from what I remember in this game, he was living like the floater area, hitting floaters. He was 6 of 18, 3 of 8 from 3, but he got a good amount of floaters off. This was the game in particular where he was just like being a floor general, 10 assists.
Oh yeah, this is the game.
This is
the game where they like didn't make a shot for like 7 minutes.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Jalen Suggs was doing a good job as well as all the POAs. But to be honest with you, Steph's aggression just been like really down. He doesn't really shot hunt that much anymore.
Yeah.
And like you guys, like when I say these things and he's like, oh well, he's still putting up 17, 18 shots a game. It's just not the type of shot. Like it's the shots where it's just like I shoot because I have to shoot. It's not like I'm shooting because I'm looking for it. It's like I'm 6 minutes in. Oh, I didn't get up a shot yet. Let me get up a few possessions of like some shots up real quick. Like it's not. There's no emphasis with it, and that was like one of the biggest issues for Steph as well. And the reason being is because the lack of secondary creation. You have him off ball so much to kind of let everyone else cook. But sometimes you need your best player to cook, and this was one of the games where you kind of needed it, but someone else decided to turn up. And I'm gonna let Gifted speak about this individual real quick.
Before speaking to that said individual, I do want to note that Steph made some pretty big shots at the end of this game when we really need the shot conversion to go through. He was able to do that for us. But I do got to say, big shout out to Andrew Wiggins. I know he shot 8 for 17, but if you watched it, it felt like he really got it going when he needed it. I remember we had so many stretches, KB, but we had literally no offense, and Wiggins was just bailing us out with crazy drives and crazy scores. It was a very nasty game.
Mainly.
Yeah,
it was the fourth quarter mainly. Yep.
Yes.
He had 13
in the fourth quarter in a game where we shot 10 for 34 from 3 and we shot 44% for the field. This was the definition of a nasty grind out game. But because of Andrew Wiggins' efforts and Steph Curry's big shots in the fourth, we were able to squeeze out, which we all said we were probably going to lose versus the Magic. So to win back-to-back with Miami and Orlando, those are actually very quality wins for us.
Extreme quality wins.
Huge.
I do say so myself. To be honest, I want to go through some of Wiggins' points in the third quarter real quick.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not in the third quarter, in the fourth quarter, because I think that was a pretty big emphasis. Because like you said, this was a team where like it's one of the best defensive teams in the league. Jalen Suggs, one of the better POA defenders in the league. Like he just up there in terms of what he was doing. And what Andrew Wiggins was doing for us in this like third and fourth quarter was like pretty huge. But like, let me show you a few clips here. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
All right.
Battle against this type of size and bring this home without Draymond Green, that'll be impressive. No Draymond Green, no Kuminga, and Steph starting in the fourth quarter here.
So open up here, they run a little split action. Wait, did I just? Okay, sorry. I have to go back here.
Yeah.
First of all, they ran a cross screen for Chris. Like I know this has nothing to do with Wiggins, guys, but just they ran a cross screen for Chris Paul, which is already a bit questionable. To a post up, which is like okay.
Yeah.
Then Steph is this initial screener for GP2 on.
Yeah, that's why I was so confused. I was like, they're running a split action for Green Bay.
Well, it kind of makes sense because he's in drop, so he just set the screen to kind of play it up. Then the rest of the play plays it out. Yep, right here.
Great swing.
That's shot. A good possession. That's a very good possession.
The rest of his team is 2 for 18. They got to find a way to not give him airspace, even if it means switching.
Use Steph as a screener, pull up. He was shooting the ball with confidence, chat. And like when you're in that rhythm, I don't mind you taking shots like that. That's a very
yep, good screen right there. Kick, swing.
Not getting all the way out there. This ball with the shot clock at 5.
I remember this shot, bro. I'm like, oh, listen, we had nothing right there. That was huge.
We had nothing.
Huge basket.
Gets downhill. Like that is what
that was different. That was different. Yeah.
Like this is the difference between a controlled Wiggins is like what I want from Kuminga. I'm not gonna lie. Like this is like you get a screen downhill, they're playing drop, but you know you can get past this man. A quick hezzy, he's on his back foot. You attack his top foot, you open up his hips, pause, and you're gone. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
like it's
simple. That'll come with reps.
Yeah, I feel like that will come with reps too. But like this. If I'm the coaching staff, I'm showing Wiggs this, and I'm like, bro, this is exactly what we want you to do.
And Kuminga.
Like, yeah, and Kuminga, of course. But I think Kuminga will actually learn this. He already does this, like, to some degree. I've seen him do, like, semi-transition, hezzy, get to the basket. Plus, Kuminga just gets there way faster than Wiggs. But they're both, like, relatively quick to get off like that. But more or less, that's what we want out of Wiggs, right? We just want him to be able to attack downhill and play like that, because those type of shots are needed. Like that's another source of offense that they have to respect. And now when you get this switch here, because they just have to force it, they don't want to get Steph up.
Big, yeah, I'm telling you, bro. He was making big shots, bro.
Like
big shots.
Fourth quarter for him was like really massive for the Warriors, bro. So shout out to Wiggins. Shout out to Clay as well. He had like he was 6 of 13. It was a decent game for him. What happened?
OKC just won.
Weren't they up?
They were. Jalen Brunson hit a game or go ahead shot with like 2 seconds or like 5 seconds left, and then Shea hit a go ahead shot with 2 seconds left.
Oh wow!
Damn. Well then, we missed after the pod. So dedication, guys. It's the name of the game, right? But yeah, honestly, chat, another grind out win. Another thing to point out too was Steph Curry did cry during this game. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, chat. It's so funny, like watching Steph get so worked up about these things, because I'm like, bro, he's really like angry, like he's really pissed off. And when Draymond got ejected, it's like every single bit of emotional stability took him to not actually scream and yell. Like his face was so red and it was teared up because he was just like annoyed as hell because of the fact that Draymond got ejected. And Getty Images has like 4K images of this thing crying. Like you could see follicles, you could see everything. Like you could see all of it. And the Orlando Magic also didn't score for like 6 minutes into this game, by the way. Like they just like It was the longest scoring drought I've seen today this week outside of the Brooklyn Nets playing the Lakers today. So yeah, again, another good win. Magic weren't really doing much. Cole Anthony was the role player who decided to get up versus us today. You know, every game there's a role player that comes up, and Cole Anthony decided to be that person. Nigga came off the bench and poured in like 26, I think. We can check right now. How much did he have? Yeah, he had 26.
20, yeah, he was huge.
Nigga was frying us, bro.
He made 5 threes.
He was frying us, bro. I remember that, man. But our next game, chat.
Before we move on real quick, yeah.
He's so good.
I was just making sure we had the.
Oh man.
You know.
Hey man, shout
I don't
out
think
Mike.
y'all understand.
Vermont.
Like, you can see the veins right here. Like the bro was angry. Like, you know how angry you gotta be to look like that, bro. After someone got ejected, he just wanted to play basketball, bro. That's all he wanted to do. That's all he wanted to do, bro. That's crazy. But to move on to the next game, another good win for the Warriors. And this one we played the Charlotte Hornets. I call them the Double Cup Demons. We played them, and we dismantled the Double Cup Demons. We beat them 97-115, and another solid win as well.
This game was so bad.
I'm not gonna lie,
both Charlotte games were so bad this year.
One of the worst games to watch this season by far. Now, if you're asking for an analytical breakdown of something, what is going on right now?
I don't know. One of the worst games to watch, followed by only the other Charlotte game that we played earlier this season.
Yeah, and
bro, that other game was like prison ball, and then you got this game, which is just unwatchable ball.
They had like 25 points at half.
Yeah.
And this game was like, oh, well, you guys scored 115. Someone had to go off, right? Nope, not a single soul was really going crazy like that. Moses Moody came out and played extremely well.
Trace.
From what I remember,
Trace
as well. I think Trace
18 and 8.
He have 17 and 10.
Yeah, 18 and 8 with 3 blocks and 2 steals.
Nah, Trace has been who? Do you know what, chat? I don't even want to talk about this.
Moses Moody at 15.
Oh, Trace played 31 minutes. Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
No, it's huge.
We went from Corey Joseph over this nigga to we're running him minutes.
He was literally watching from the bench for multiple games. Yeah,
and it really was insane. But not chat. What did you guys? Anything that stood out to you guys? Any important stuff, funny things that happened? Because I'll be honest with you, when we were watching this, I was not paying attention.
Funny thing that happened was Stephen Curry playing 32 minutes in a blowout against the Charlotte Hornets after Mr. Head Coach said that he doesn't think that playing him 2 extra minutes against Minnesota could have made a difference, even though that was a close game.
But the 2 extra minutes against Charlotte, literally.
Yeah, of course.
I
did. Charlotte's rims this entire game.
Nah, the rims were crazy.
I forgot about that.
I don't know if they just weren't screwed in properly, but my goodness. We got a clip. Actually, I'll just show the clip.
Yeah, show them the clip because the literally chat. Y'all think I'm over exaggerating or we're over exaggerating? I kid you not. I swear to you, the amount of shots that were missing and it just sounded horrible. Like it was funny as hell.
Step off that. It's not his game right now. He's got all kinds of flow games. Miles Bridges missing that 3. Can you run off
Why do these rims sound like this?
Yeah, but that's concentration to finish.
Is this already making me sleepy?
Skip past to Micic.
The clanks were so loud, bro.
They were so loud, bro. Like
clanks were insane.
But nonetheless, Gifted, what did you think of this game, dog? Because I'm not gonna lie, this shit was horrible. I'll give you this.
I really almost fell asleep during this game. It was very boring because both teams just couldn't hit shots. The offense was in the mud. Even the defense was in the mud. So it's not like we saw some elite defensive play from both teams. It was just teams not making shots. We just were able to out-talent them. And that was good to see because we've seen Golden State in positions where they have better talent and they still couldn't win. So it was fun to see him win. But like outside of that, this game was super unenjoyable. The rims were hilarious because when you miss, you can literally hear people beating the shit out the backboard. So that was fun to hear. But outside of that, man, I mean, I'm just most impressed with Trace getting 31 minutes. Steve Kerr is finally playing him a lot of minutes. It's a routine thing now. We're finally at a spot where we're not having to begging for him to play over Dario Saric,
Ain't that
over
crazy?
Kevon Looney.
So crazy.
We were
That's
literally, praying for him to play over Kevon Looney at the beginning of the season. Please, can you just give him minutes over Kevon?
As
We're
a
finally
great
there.
Neil once said, man, I used to pray for times like this, you know?
And I have to grind like that to shine like this.
He was
You know?
grinding. That is for sure. But to go back to I'm sorry.
What?
Because as soon as I wanted to quote that Meek Mill, a part of me wanted to. Have y'all seen? This is a random sidebar. Have y'all seen the
Documents.
not the documents. There was like a clip of him rapping, and he said, "I hope y'all forgive me for the shit I did with Diddy," something like that.
Yeah, that was AI. Yeah, that was AI or something. Yeah, that was crazy.
I heard that, and I really wanted to say that, but I'm just like, nah, I'll leave it alone, bro. But nah, chat. This game was horrible from like all cylinders. I'm keeping it stack. Steph didn't play that really well. Like he had like a decent, I think he had like a decent second or third quarter. I forget what it was, but it was like okay. Chris Paul horrible. Never liked watching him play basketball in general. Wiggins was okay. It's crazy that Wiggins is putting up 17 shots as well. TJD had a really good game, and Moses Moody was the player of the game. He really like kept us in the game for majority of that time, while also actually like closing the door for us too. So shout out to Moses Moody and shout out to TJD because those were the main guys for this one. And to move on to the next one, which we're just rolling through these win guys. Like we're just like, you know,
Yes, sir.
we're just rolling right now. It's the 10 seed, man. You know, it's dangerous right now, man. I don't think teams want to see us, you know.
We are a game and a half behind the Lakers right now. Should we win tonight?
Should we talk about the potential OKC? Now let me stop. I was really about to go there with it, bro. But to get into this game, now this game, I'll be honest with you, chat. This was my favorite game of the week from like
yes, it's very fun.
Execution, everything. This game was the best game of the week, and it was a really good game. The Warriors win 117-113 in a very close one. We just watched this actually right now. And if you are hearing this right now, make sure to, you know what I'm saying, become a member of the Goldblooded podcast, link down below. What did you guys think of this game? Because I thought, well, this is fresh on our minds. We just watched this. Anything that stood out to y'all?
They played spectacular defense the whole game. It also was just San Antonio making dumb decisions. They're not a good team, so you kind of expect that.
Yeah.
15 steals as a team for Golden State.
Crazy.
Draymond Green probably had his best game of the season.
And Draymond gets the game ball for this game for me, man.
Yeah.
Wild game he had.
Yeah.
21, 11 assists, 6 steals. That 6 rebounds.
8 for 9. 2 for
8
2
for 9
3.
field. Yeah, crazy.
You know, chat, they are right. I want to show Draymond some love, you know, even though he's been acting out of character for a long time. Actually, he's been acting out of character. Yeah, sorry. I just slip up.
There you go.
I want to show y'all something real quick because we need to show Draymond some love, right? Because I think he's been playing some tremendous basketball too. In this game in particular, I think in the third quarter, it was like pretty evident what he was doing defensively. That's what like kind of led us to have like a lead and control of this game before we started to like slip up a bit. But yeah, chat. Can y'all see my screen? Because I know the share screen was bugging. I know it was. Y'all can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. These are the steals Draymond accumulated in this game. Defensively, he was role. He shows and recovers. GP2 recovers. He's back. Plays the lob well. Results in a turnover. They close out.
pretty good thing. Maybe they should try it more often. I'm sure they will.
Oh,
Another
wow.
entry pass stolen.
Yeah, that's what this Golden State offense is kind of unique. Most teams are a lot of ball screens, but Golden State
Mm.
move the ball a lot.
Great
Another great
defense.
hands,
Great
bro.
defense.
It's off the mark without an offensive rebound. Not going to get it done. Trey Jackson Davis rolling.
Remember this? He tipped this.
Yeah.
Looks ahead. Tried to get it to Osman. Didn't happen.
And Draymond really could have been a DB. Crazy.
Excellent defense by Draymond. Making his 52nd start of the season tonight for San Antonio. Here's Brandon. Cut off by Jackson Davis.
Look at
That's
that
a switch
solid
here.
switch between Draymond and Trace right there too.
Faces up.
Now that jump was crazy.
Great hands from Jay Draymond.
Hands from Draymond because that jump from Trace was ridiculous.
Yeah, we thought we were seeing Shaq versus Hakeem. I'm not gonna lie, you know. There was a few
Out of
moments
context, that sounds so crazy out of context. I have no idea what we're talking about at all.
Chat, another thing that I actually want to show, just a random, is that Wemby actually got his get back, for those of you who don't know.
Nah, he did.
And I actually want to show y'all this clip right now because it was pretty Wemby getting his get back to me just very funny. And I mean, the way he celebrated after dunking on TJD, which to me isn't really that big of a goal, but hey, you did get dunked on prior, so it's fair. I'll be honest. But I want y'all to see this real quick because this was pretty funny. What?
Nothing. Oh my God. He got his get back. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, he did got his get back. Yeah, nah, he got his get back. He got it.
Nah, he did got his get back, bro. He crammed it on him, and after he crammed on him, proceeds to scream.
He screamed, yeah.
Oh my God.
He said,
Yeah, nah.
ah!
He's gonna be great, man.
he will be great. And speaking of greatness, you know we got to talk about 30, man. Finally had a good shooting game. For the love of God, bro. We've been waiting for this. Yeah,
I don't even remember him scoring like that today, which is so crazy.
That's insane. Steph actually had a really good game.
He did.
Steph had a very good game today. He had I think he had like 33 points, 8 assists, I believe. Yeah, he had 33 points, 8 assists. He was actually hooping today, and I
believe he was 12 for 21.
23, I think. 12 for
23,
23.
okay.
I'll show a few clips here. Let me go back. This is his game today, chat. His 33-point game. Before we continue, I really thought it was a point of emphasis today for the Warriors to make sure that Steph got his on-ball reps early, because this couldn't have been a game where you didn't want to have him going at all in the fourth or late in the game for him to close the game. And you've been playing him off ball so damn much to the point where it's like he doesn't even look to get his own shot off. It's like he's on autopilot all the time. So like I like the way the Warriors are kind of force feeding him sometimes. But it was all in all a good game from Steph as well. Is there anything that stood out to you guys for Steph in this game in particular?
The passes, yes. I thought his passes were brilliant in this game. He did a really good job with the passes. He had one pass where GP cut, but he threw it like right before the cut. So it was like the perfect lead pass. Like he was doing a very good job with that to me. Very solid.
I thought he was doing a good job passing the ball as well, too.
Yeah.
And also being a weirdo, missing the wide open threes, making
the most fuck you, like hardest contest threes. Yeah. It's wild.
Yeah, that is his bag. Denver always points it out every time, and I find it hilarious. There was a 3 at the end of the third that he missed, and then proceeds in the fourth quarter to make some extremely tough step back 3. Over like outstretched arms of what was the player's name again, Denver? I forget his name.
I think it was
Mamu?
Really?
Yeah.
Something like that. A great finish from Steph right there, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But not Chad. Steph on ball today was like definitely an emphasis for sure. And I'm glad he got it rolling tonight, because our next game is who we play Dallas next.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be we're gonna need every single one.
So between now, and the next pod we played Dallas, Houston, Dallas. And then I forget who we played next Sunday.
Probably, and that's not the Pels, is it? Actually, next Sunday, is that not? Next Sunday we play the Lakers.
I'm pretty sure that's next Sunday. Let me double check the calendar here, though.
No, Utah.
We play the Mavericks next. We play the Mavericks on Tuesday. Then the Rockets.
Next Sunday is Utah. The Lakers are Tuesday.
Yeah, Lakers are Tuesday at 10 p.m. Yeah.
This is the three that Denver was talking about.
Yeah, that. Come on, bro.
Like, that's just insane. I'm not gonna lie.
Insane.
The back door, get finished. Like, the synergy between Draymond and Steph today were like clearly on display. It gave me 18-19 vibes. I don't know why. This play in particular, I was screaming for Steph to get the ball. He should have got an and one here. But more or
Good
less,
win, man.
yeah, it was a very much a good win, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But we do need to talk about these up and coming games because this last stretch is literally our final stretch before the play-in, is it not?
Pretty much.
No, we have another week after.
So we got one more week after this. We got
So we got this week and then the week after. And then that's Sunday. Not next Sunday, the Sunday after is the last day of the season.
Yeah, we still got 8 games left, so we got a healthy amount of games left. We literally we play every other day until the NBA season is done, along with
our next 4 games: Mavs, Rockets, Mavs, Jazz. Those are our next. We play the Mavericks twice in that stretch.
Yeah, and speaking of the Mavs, like you said, we play them Tuesday and Friday as well, along with the Rockets, which is going to be, unfortunately, a very staple game for us. I'm kind of hopefully by then when we play the Mavericks, they've lost, not the Mavericks, sorry, the Rockets, they lost to Houston and we've beaten Dallas. But to talk about the stretch, this is a very tough stretch. You play Dallas playing elite basketball. Luka just came off a 50 ball in like what was it, like 3-4 quarters? I don't even know. He just came off like
3 quarters.
He just dropped 50 and 3 quarters on some Steph 16 type vibe. He's been hooping and the Mavericks have been clicking. Unfortunately, they did Derek Lively did get injured, unfortunately. Hopefully he's okay, whatever leg injury that he has. I don't know what it is yet, but I don't think he'll be back for Dallas on Tuesday. So a key rotational player out for them, but Luka is still hooping. I expect everyone
Kyrie
to
been
be
hooping
there.
too.
Yeah, Kyrie has been also hooping as well. Ramadan Kyrie, we know about that. Hopefully you play them at home as well. You just came off of a 4-0 road trip, or not 4-0, no, 4-1 road trip. You played solid basketball. You're coming back home for a 1-game stand before you go back out to Texas to go play Houston and Dallas. This game in the chase is very important. You've already been playing horrible at home, but what do you guys expect to see in this Dallas matchup on Tuesday and Friday for the Warriors?
A loss.
It'll be interesting. I feel like I don't know, because I feel like Derek Lively being out will change things a bit. But then again, they have Daniel Gafford now, and there's really no telling what will happen. Because I feel like
both games were on the road, I would feel more confident.
You know, I'll be honest with you, I understand that because I don't know why we're actually way better on the road. Like I just don't.
Yeah,
understand.
Who's guarding Kyrie?
Steph Curry.
Moses Moody off the bench.
Because Andrew Wiggins is going to be on Luka.
Yeah.
This is a game in particular where like you play B-Pause. B-Pause is still not that great of a matchup for Kyrie because it's Kyrie, but you play Clay. Clay is also not a good matchup for Kyrie because it's Kyrie. So it's like whoever gets Kyrie kind of thing. I'm not gonna lie. Do you put Draymond on him? No, because it just doesn't make any sense. But all you kind of do is you play Kyrie off ball. You let Draymond play the worst shooter. You let him muck up. You also are playing TJD as well, so you do have some size there. And I'm not gonna lie. Since we actually do have sample size of minutes, should we go back and before we like look at this Dallas thing again, should we look at to see what the TJD and Draymond tangent does now? Because we actually
Yeah, I'm curious about that. Yeah, we do have like a much bigger sample now.
Because
Yeah,
chat,
here,
for
hold
those of you,
on.
I'm about to pull it up right now. I'm on PvP, pulling it up. For those of you who don't know, we were like jokingly saying how Draymond Green and TJD were the greatest duo of all time because they had like, what was their net rating? It was like a plus 50. It was something insane.
Yeah.
And
No, it was like a plus 125, I think,
yeah, they had like the greatest offense and defense ever.
in 2 minutes.
Yeah, but it was a 2-minute sample size. But now we actually have a 117-minute sample size, and 117 minutes. Guess what? I actually want to play this guessing game. What do you think the offensive rating is for the team in those 117 minutes?
117.
And Denver, what do you think it is?
120.
No, the gifted was right. It's 117.5. I round up.
I'm a hooper, man. I've been getting these. Okay.
Anyways, yeah, 117.5. What do you think their defensive rating is?
97.
Never.
91.
Nah, you guys were both. One more. I'll give y'all one more guess. What do y'all think it is?
103.
Gifted?
I said 97.
I've said I'm giving you another guess. You were wrong.
Oh, okay.
but I don't pay attention. This is crazy, bro.
Now my headphones actually died mid thing. My bad about
it
that.
died, but it's alive again right now.
Yeah, because it just reconnected. I heard
Okay, it just reconnected.
you know,
For sure,
yeah.
for sure.
Give me 101.
The gifted is wrong indeed. Actually, they do have a defensive rating of a 103. So shout out to Denver. They legitimately have when these two are on the floor, they have the 8th best defense in the NBA with clearly one of the best defenses in the NBA.
That is not what I'm seeing.
What you mean?
I'm seeing on NBA.com, which has 138 minutes with them on the floor. 99.3 defensive rating.
Outdated stats from KB. How could he? Wow.
114. 114 offensive rating.
It could have updated after this game because of the bad offensive game. I don't know, but I'm looking at PvP. It has 117 minutes, and it has a 117 offensive rating and a 103 defensive rating. Point being,
you're wrong.
No, I'm not actually, because my whole point was that these two should actually play together. That was my whole point, and it's working. Like TJD and Draymond are the duo that I've been waiting for my whole life. You feel me? Oh, you know what's crazy? I was looking at a different tab, and I came back to both fingers doing this. So that actually kind of shook me a little bit.
That's funny.
But TJD and Draymond are the duo that I've been waiting for a very long time. They've obviously have a good combination with each other since Draymond and TJD have this synergy defensively where they have some level of switchability, the rim protection followed with the roaming of Draymond Green, and the ability on offense to just have a lob threat pair with Draymond just allows the game to be more open. Even though Draymond is a non-spacer, he just still like a much more posing offensive threat because of his ability to be a screen setter, a passer, and just be in the within the flow of the offense. And I always felt like this team needed this type of duo because this whole Draymond at the 5 thing, like we all agreed upon, just wasn't something that we could actually sustain for the entire season. Yes, it helped us. It kind of saved our season. I'm not going to lie. But I'll be honest, it's way better when you actually have more of a defensively slanted lineup. This kind of allows.
It was fine, but it wasn't the best available option.
No, it definitely wasn't. But according to Steve Kerr, who cares about available options? Just let me run my shit. That's literally what he's thinking. So yeah, shout out to these two because they've been actually playing some of their better basketball as of late. Now, reason why I'm kind of stalling a little bit is because I'm actually looking forward to see if PvP has the stats for the Steph Curry, Draymond Green. Okay, we do. Okay, we do have these stats. I think PvP is kind of delayed. I'm gonna check back tomorrow, but according now, Trace Jackson Davis, Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Andrew Wiggins. So essentially, your traditional starting five, but instead of Kevon Looney, you have Draymond, you have TJD. It's only 12 minutes on PvP, but you have a +10 net rating, a 118 offensive rating with a 108 defensive rating. So just to put that into context of what that is for the NBA right now, 118 offensive rating in the NBA currently would be around a top 5 offense in the NBA. And a 103, I believe the number was a 108. Yes, a 108 defensive rating right now would be actually tied for the best defense in the NBA. So essentially, your starting five, even though it's been, like I said, very small sample size, has been a +10 net rating, a top 5 offense, and the best defense in the NBA. This is something to look at and to hone in on because you found something that's actually working. Now, it's crazy how we actually said this in like December for them to try this out. But you know, we're just a bunch of we're just 3 random black kids, you know, just creating content.
Oh my god.
That's just what we are. You feel me?
Hey, he called you young, gifted.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Like I would take
two
that
younger black men with a much older black man. And then we stop.
You so lucky both my earbuds just died, bro.
They just fell out, nigga. They didn't die.
They died again. Okay.
See, the thing with gifted guys is that he's a little bit like senile. He has like problem understanding things.
Is that because of the age?
Yeah, you know, he recently just turned 42. So he's getting up there.
Gifted.
Yeah, gifted XC now. But to go back to Dallas,
XC now is crazy. That is nuts, bro.
To go back to Dallas, no Derek Lively is kind of huge for us. I'm again not happy this nigga is injured by any means. It just they don't have a key rotational big, a shot blocker down there. You do have Daniel Gafford, but then after that it's like Maxi Kleba, and we already know Jason Kidd's rotations are kind of a bit strange. Bro. I think the keys for this game, in my opinion, are to hone in on Luka, make sure he's not able to the thing is, I kind of want Luka to go at you in a one-on-one sense, but he's actually, no, I lied. I don't want that. I want doubles every play. The reason being is because he's still one of the best isolation scorers in the NBA. So it's like you don't give an isolation scorer extreme amounts of opportunity to isolate because they will just get it going. That's my keys. Double Kyrie off of pin downs and double Luka off of high screen and ball rules. You do that, I think you win yourself a ball game. And offensively, if Kuminga is back, which I don't think he will be, actually no, that's a good question. If Kuminga comes back, do you keep the starting lineup? Because they've been clicking. It's been working.
What stops you from changing out Wiggins for Kuminga?
I think Wiggins kind of deserves to be there.
Yeah, he might, honestly.
Because he's still relatively a better ball handler than Kuminga, even though it's a mid-off. He's still better at just being on ball than Kuminga. And when Kuminga is there, he's just a better shooter.
When he can actually shoot.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great asterisk when he can't shoot. But do you think we should stick with this, or do you think that Kuminga needs to get back in there?
It's actually really tough to say.
Yeah, I feel a way about this because I feel like our best rebounding lineup still feature it when you have Trace and Kuminga out there. I like that burst of
our lineup
athleticism from those guys, but we'll see.
Yeah, because
I'm really curious a couple months ago how that would work.
Or last month, I want to say we were talking about the Draymond and Kuminga lineups and how great they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then again, that was when Andrew Wiggins hadn't really had it going yet. So I don't know, it's kind of tough to say. That New Orleans game, I know it's a week and a half away, but that's
a huge game.
That game scares me.
Yeah.
Are we at home for that game?
Yeah.
Shit.
No, we handling them boys. Listen, right? We'll talk about that next week because we actually need to talk about a more scarier game. The play-in game of the century.
Oh, God.
The final chapter. The book of all books. The movies of all movies.
Final chapter. Nobody from
where men
Nobody
were made.
from that Rockets team is still involved in this, by the way, except for Chris Paul, and he's on our team.
All books is crazy.
Chat. We really went from battling in the Western Conference Finals for multiple years to fighting for playing spots, man. How the mighty have fallen, you know. How the mighty have fallen. But to go back to this game, because we really just spoke about Dallas, what do you guys think to see in this game that's going to be marquee for the Warriors in this one?
Rebounding. Rebounding, I would say perimeter defense, and I will also say understanding how to exploit the Dallas defense routinely and not stonewalling your offense because of simple mistakes and rotations. That's what I'm looking at.
And what about your offense? Like who to you is like a mark? Like you need obviously Steph. We know he needs to be aggressive, but that's just like a staple.
Yeah.
Like if he's not aggressive, you're most likely not winning that game. But like who to you is like we need you to come out, be aggressive, and do your job with emphasis.
Well, I need Steve Kerr to be aggressive and not playing Chris Paul and B-Pods together on the floor. I need them to also stop finding split action offense where Chris Paul is attacking a post up. And I need to see, honestly, I want to see Draymond be a bit more aggressive with faking the handoffs a little bit more too. I would like to see that. Steph being aggressive, obviously we need that. I would say B-Pods, but I'm kind of giving up on his ass. Hopefully he can.
Nah, that's
but
good. You giving up on B-Pods already, bro?
Listen, he's gonna be a great player next year. I agree.
All right, Denver. What do you think, bro?
I feel like it's gonna be one of those games where we just like let someone like Derrick Jones Jr. get going off.
He gonna get like 5 threes, yeah.
Yeah, but
Do that.
I mean, other than that, against this Dallas team, I'm actually pretty confident.
Oh no! I'm talking about Houston game.
Oh,
Dallas, yeah. Dallas, we kind of already know what to
do
expect.
not, under any circumstances, let Dylan Brooks get going. That's one.
Actually, don't you kind of like?
You kind of want him to get going, though.
Actually, yeah. Don't let Jalen Green get going. That's the real.
I want to see Dylan Brooks shot check. I need that.
Yeah.
But Jalen Green, I do agree with. Who do you think offensively as well? Like that you need to come out and be like, yeah, like we need you to lock in, my boy.
Draymond.
Wiggins, please, Wiggins.
Draymond to not get caught up in the Dylan Brooks show that's about to happen. Well,
I feel like,
but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
he's gonna
like
try to
antics between those two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Draymond actually might be a little bit like a little level headed in that game. I think he knows the stakes. I think he knows that this team is a 10 seed, which to me, Chad, I still actually can't I can wrap my head around this team being bad. I just can't wrap my head around this team being a 10 seed. It just still just doesn't make any sense to me. I knew coming into the season that we'd be mid, but this is just like another level of mid that I just would never see.
I mean, but that's why winning right now is so crucial because remember with the Kings, you got Malik Monk who's out, so that's going to hurt them. The Suns have the worst stretch in basketball remaining, so that's going to hurt them.
Yeah.
If the Warriors are able to just handle business and win these games, maybe if you can just get a split versus Dallas and you win the other games, they have a good chance to still move up, surprisingly.
Don't let Dylan get going because he will be talking shit and Draymond will bite. I wouldn't even say that's necessarily because when Yusuf Nurkic tried to get him going,
it got him going, and then it got him packed up.
Yeah, like he literally just didn't even care. He just played basketball, and then Yusuf Nurkic got pissed after the game that it didn't work.
Yeah, that was a fun time.
They can say doesn't deserve a second chance, but listen, I feel like for this game, for me, my keys. Don't allow Jalen Green to go off 100%. Another key for me is
Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, a point of I ain't worried about him. Another key for me is Steph Curry. Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith Jr., Dylan Brooks. This is just gonna be very tough. This Rockets team is very lengthy on the perimeter as well as pesky. And having a coach like Ime Udoka who's familiar with you because of what you did to him in that massacre we call the NBA Finals. it gives him a bit of motivation to kind of lock you up. So, Steph, if you do hear this, I need you to lock in. Actually, I need you to lock in. All right, bro. I need y'all to lock in. Y'all are laughing. I'm being dead serious. This is a game where I need you to come in and let your nuts hang, as they say. I need you to do everything in your power to actually make sure this door is shut and it remains shut, because I don't want to hear these Houston Gremlins on my TL yelling and screaming and haranguing about how they beat the Warriors for a fight and for a spot in the play. So you're my most important player, even though I said it's a given. My second most important player is actually Andrew Wiggins. I was going to say Draymond because of the antics, but I feel like he's going to be locked in. Wiggins,
It's definitely Wiggins.
you have the Jalen Green assignment. You're going to be fighting through them screens. You defensively is going to be very key in this game. I don't even care what you do offensively. Just don't turn the ball over and don't take dumb shots. If you don't turn
honestly,
just listen to me. If you don't turn the ball over and you don't take dumb shots during these possessions, I promise you he will come out with a good game. I promise. But this is all dependent off the Warriors actually lock in. Lock the hell in, because this is going to be a very important game for you.
I actually want Wiggins to do more offensively. I feel like there's going to be more mismatches for him to exploit more than ever.
Other than Van Vliet and Jalen Green, there isn't really a mismatch that I like on the floor for him. But like, I get what you're trying to say. Just Amen is not a mismatch. Dylan Brooks isn't a mismatch. Jabari isn't a mismatch. Like, it's just not. I'm not gonna lie. It's just not a mismatch. Hopefully, I actually would like to see Dario back, even though that does sound bad because of athleticism reasons. The spacing would kind of help too in some of those bench lineups, and I kind of miss seeing him on the floor as well. Yeah, I know he's been like 14% since he got COVID. I don't know what kind of
the Chris Paul Dario arc.
Yeah, those were according. Actually, no, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not gonna.
No, I don't. I'm not saying I don't miss that shit. What am I talking about?
You don't miss them? You don't?
Nah, I don't. I'm good. Loud like shit.
But chat, we played Dallas again, and we kind of gave our keys to that. And the last game of the week is against the Utah Jazz.
You remember the last time we played Utah?
Yeah, was the last time we played them right before the All-Star break?
Yo, yes, yes.
It was that John.
That was that 30-plus point Keontae George game. You remember that?
Oh, and Colin Sexton just gave us like him and
work.
Keontae
He
George
gave us
like
work.
80
yeah,
combined, bro. I remember that. We play Utah again, another team that's like high point in offense, but isn't really doing much. This is a win where I kind of expect. But what are y'all's keys for, I guess, Utah? Or do you guys even have any keys?
bro, just try to guard the 3-point line a little bit, bro. Jesus Christ, just a little bit. Try to guard the 3-point line, please. Yeah. That's all I got for you.
That's all you got? Denver?
That's all that matters against Utah. Just guard the 3, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. To be fair, I ain't gonna lie, chat. This is another game where I expect to win. Even though this team is terrible, it's a Utah nigga handle business. I ain't gonna lie. Steph, do whatever you got to do to get this win. Don't allow, like Gifted said, the 3-point attempts and the quality of it. Do not allow that to happen. I don't need to see this team going off. Make sure to put that nigga Jordan Clarkson in jail. I don't want to see this nigga go off too. He's one of the most annoying microwave scorers I've ever seen in my lifetime. But I just don't like seeing him get off. I ain't gonna lie. But no Diddy. But yeah, that's it. My predictions for this week. I'm gonna say 0-4 again, because the reason why I said 0-4 last week, we're 4-0.
Front runner.
I'm 0-4.
Okay. All right, KB. For me, I'm going 3-1. I think we can beat all these teams. I think we split versus Dallas, though. I go 3-1. I think we lose the one at home, we win the one on the road, and we beat Houston and Utah.
I'll say 3-1 too. I think we lose the Tuesday game against Dallas.
Yeah, same.
And then beat them at home or on the road.
Also, same as Gifted. You have them splitting and winning on the road.
Yeah.
Now, I said 0-4. I just think that Dallas is going to come into the chase. Like I said, just dominate. Houston.
You don't think we're gonna win any of these?
No, I don't.
Nah, you lying. Come on,
I
bro.
don't. I don't.
You were just talking about Draymond being locked in.
Yeah,
Right.
Draymond's gonna be
Houston.
locked, but unfortunately Wiggins won't, and the result of Jalen Green 50 will lose there.
Jalen Green, 50.
Steph not losing the game in Houston.
And Dallas is Dallas. They're gonna spark some threes. Dante Exum, Australian Kobe's gonna go for 25 on 7 made threes.
Probably.
And Utah, man, Laurie Marketing, the guy we've been wanting for years, is gonna give us 40 and send us home. So, chat.
Is he even gonna play that game? Because he's been kind of in and out.
I don't know. I wish he was on our team. So yeah. But not chat. That's gonna wrap it up for the Warriors and the Gold-Blooded podcast. You know what I'm saying? Another great episode. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're wondering, where do you Denver, tell the people, where do we record these luscious podcasts? Like, where do we record
Hey
them?
man, we record these live
Luscious?
every Sunday. Playback.tv/goldblooded. We're actually recording these for the rest of the season after whatever Sunday game is going on. So
Yeah.
basically just the next 2 weeks after
Okay.
the Utah game and then after the Utah game again.
I was waiting for you to realize we play Utah twice. But nah, yeah, like Denver said, playback.tv /gold-blooded. Make sure to become a member if you haven't already. And if, like I said, if you want to catch these pods or even catch live games and you have League Pass, be sure to click that link in the description and become a member if you haven't already. We're on our way to 900, man. About to hit that big 900. On the way to that luscious 1K, bro. It's been a journey. What?
You keep saying luscious.
This man spelled luscious 2 times, bro. Jesus.
Y'all don't rock with luscious, bro. Yo, chill out. Yo, not too much on luscious, bro. Chill. But listen, chat, that's gonna wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Share this with your friends if you haven't already as well. And I've been KB. It's been my guys, KB. I said KB. I'm so out of it, nigga. It's been my guys, Denver Gifted. Salute to y'all, man. And we're out.